played in the media thing in like first week of June.
Yeah.
And I walked away. I texted one of my buddies. I'm like, do they know?
Good evening, everybody, and welcome inside historic Keyworth Stadium, where it's surprisingly steamy, as a matter of fact, here in the fall, alongside my broadcast partner, John Krieger. My name is Neil Rule. Happy to have you with us. And, John, as we take a look at the Eastern Conference standings, you can feel it in the air right now. It's all on the line.
We are at the business end here in the race to the playoffs presented by Terminex, and Detroit City FC, plain and simple, needs points. They've dropped 3 matches in a row, haven't scored a goal in 3. They've only got 2 matches left. You got to get maximum points, try to shore up that playoff spot.
Well, John, you brought it up, the race to the playoffs. As we take a look around Detroit City FC, and for that matter, North Carolina FC, you see the maps, I guess you could say, for everyone that is involved, and points are at a premium for everyone.
The good thing for Detroit City FC is that you have some cross matchups between 3 of the teams, so they might be able to pick up some ground. But all of that doesn't mean anything if they can't get wins.
And that seems to be the scenario here today. And speaking of that, as we take a look at our player to watch for DCFC, brought to you by the Finnish Long Drink and Ates Juice. And John, you said it, they've been struggling to score goals. You have to focus in on a guy that can create his own offense.
Sometimes you need that guy that can put his team on the back and go in and make a play and score a goal, even if he doesn't get some help. That's been Juice all season, needs to be again tonight.
And on the other side for North Carolina FC, look, John, I love this time of year because we have all the playoff clinching scenarios. The bottom line for North Carolina, you win here today, all the other stuff, all the other things go out the window.
Absolutely. Look, it's nice that with 3 weeks to go in the season, you have multiple clinching scenarios. But plain and simple, the goal, just win, take care of business. The rest doesn't matter.
For North Carolina FC, our player to watch today, Pedro Dolabella. And this is a guy, John, won a national championship at Marshall in college. All he's done is score goals. He did it in college. He did it in League One. He's doing it now in USL Championship.
He's just so good with and without the ball. He slides into space. He's also not afraid to make an unselfish pass. DCFC's defense will have their hands full today.
They certainly will, and we have a good one for you, folks. It's all riding, it's all on the line here today at historic Keyworth Stadium. When we come back, we'll get you the 11s, and of course, we will kick it. Detroit City FC, North Carolina FC. We have it for you, coming up next.
Adulting? Overrated. Financial freedom? Now that's the move. Meet Alumnify. Banking built for real life. No jargon, no hassle. Just smart money moves made simple. Want to save more, spend smarter, build wealth? We've got your back. With 0 hidden fees and game-changing savings rates. This is banking that fits your life. Alumnify. Let's go.
Some people are born warriors. Something drives them forward, past any obstacle, towards something bigger. Maybe they weren't born with a silver spoon, but they were born with a purpose. At Wayne State University, we take this drive and turn it into so much more, so they can become warrior strong.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Hi, Dave from DTE here. Ooh, this dirty HVAC filter makes your system work a lot harder, and that costs money. But they're really easy to change. First, just check the edge of your current filter to see what size to buy. Then, just insert the new filter with the arrow facing toward the furnace. It's that easy. Energy bill savings. Get more tips on our website.
Detroit City FC is brought to you by Fago, proud to be the official pop of DCFC. Fort Pontchartrain, the official hotel partner of Detroit City FC. And Stroh's, because Stroh's is spoken Let's take a look at the starting 11. First off, for Detroit City FC, brought to you by the Detroit Medical Center, official healthcare provider for DCFC. And John, a change at the keeper spot today.
You know what? Just kind of mix things up. You've lost 3 matches in a row sometimes. You shuffle the deck, and I think that might be what Danny Dichio is trying to do here.
And on the other side for North Carolina FC, brought to you by Fort Pontchartrain, the official hotel partner of DCFC. And John, this North Carolina FC side probably don't get talked about as much as they probably should, but the fact of the matter is they are very effective, very solid.
They are indeed, and another player to watch, Rodrigo da Costa, who's been a thorn in Detroit City FC's side during his USL Championship career. He'll look to continue that today.
Opening kick temperature 86 degrees. Yes, that is correct. 86 degrees. And it feels about 88 down there on the pitch. It'll be about 84 when we wrap this thing up. Winds out of the south at right around 10 miles per hour. They will be at the back for North Carolina FC. We are underway. Neil Rule, John Krieger here with you. We're coming on the stretch of the USL Championship season. Oliver Zemla getting the start at the keeper spot. North Carolina FC on loan from Philadelphia Union. Very tidy 1.29 goals against average. Jessiel Cedeno on the right wing. Cedeno brings it into the 18. Villanueva steps up.
Nice touch by the Northern Guard. Pink smoke today for breast cancer awareness. Had a cancer survivor as the honorary captain today during Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Mikey Maldonado wins a throw. Maldonado 8 assists this year. Been a very active facilitator. Maldonado 5'9", but there's probably not many more robust 5'9" frames in USL Championship than Maldonado.
So here's the thing, he's not only robust, but he's just instinctive. 8 assists on the year. He's one of the straws that stirs the drink. And you can get caught if you take a look at his size and you say, you know what, that's someone I can handle, because he'll burn you.
Carlos Herrera rolls it out. Captain Stephen Carroll. See some pressure from North Carolina FC. This is something that visitors at Keyworth have employed as the season's gone on.
And it didn't used to be that way. We used to see visitors come into Keyworth and sit in a turtle shell for 30 minutes. But they have picked up that if you press Detroit City FC early and can disrupt them in midfield and pin them back, you can control large swaths of possession. And Detroit City FC needs to figure out a way to stretch the field and get the ball back into midfield and out on the wings where they have an advantage today.
Throw coming up for North Carolina FC. Coming off a 1-1 draw at Birmingham, they will host Phoenix Rising next Friday. These two sides played to a 1-1 draw back on August 15th. Darren Smith got the match-tying goal in the 62nd minute. Talked about it in the open. 3 points for North Carolina. They get the X next to their name. USL Championship table.
And for Detroit City FC, you got to find a way to score a goal. You're on 273 plus minutes without putting one in the back of the net. That's got to change.
Ross sent in, and it's headed in. And we have a whistle, and a foul will go against North Carolina FC.
Just looked on it like a push on the play in the mixing bowl there.
But John, you really see the confidence growing here for North Carolina FC.
Oh, they're ready to go from the jump.
Yes, they are.
Absolutely.
Maldonado, wing it back. Cervena had it taken away. Fail the floor. down. I mean, Wheat with some contact. The referee's letting it go both ways right now.
Going to be a physical game. Getting toward the business end of the season. Both of these teams are not afraid to introduce a little physicality.
Montez Juve with his first touch. He's banged in too. Cervania really bangs into Juve.
And he wants a talking to. And if Cervania doesn't turn around, he might walk himself into a booking.
There is some dissent going on right now with Jaden Cervania. We take a look at the replay brought to you by Fago.
Clearly a foul. And he's lucky not to get a booking for dissent.
That ball touched out and over the line. Let's check out our keys to the game, brought to you by Suburban Hyundai of Troy and John for North Carolina FC. Now, the time has come, as my son would like to say. I stole this directly from him. Lock in, bro. If they lock in 3 points, they're in the playoffs.
The visitors from the Triangle down at Raleigh-Durham area, they know they win, they're in, and you just got to lock in and do what they're doing right now to start. For Detroit City FC, the time is now, I would argue the time has passed. You haven't scored a goal in 3 matches. But really, you've got 2 home matches left, and you need 6 points in the bank, heading to 2 tough road environments the last 2 matches of the season.
I know the playoffs aren't for just about another month, but they feel like they've started here today, don't they?
Oh, no, and it always happens this way in the USL Championship. The race for the playoffs presented by Terminix is the playoffs.
LaFleur steps up. Banged into by Paco Craig.
That's going to be a foul.
Carroll got a couple of hands on the back, and I don't know necessarily the intent with a quote-unquote shove. But, John, as I like to say, you got 2 hands on the back and those arms are extended, you will get a whistle 99 times out of 100.
Referees will look for it. Mark Verso doing a good job in the early going. He's let some things go, but he's also stepped in where he thought things got a little bit chirpy early and had a couple of talking tos with players, trying to keep a lid on a physical match from the start. That's important to both teams.
Ball slotted up ahead. Perez. Maldonado steps through a couple defenders and lets one rip, and he'll send that one. I was going to say the food court, but that's actually over by the merch stand.
Duck and cover while you shop for your DCFC merchandise.
Absolutely. And of course, if you are looking for Detroit City FC gear, DeadCityFC.com. Shop the latest and greatest in all of DCFC gear.
You know what's going to have a great merch shop? Alumnify Field in 2027. By the way, 2026 season tickets on sale right now, and if you place a deposit, you can get in the mix for securing your seat at Alumnify Field in 2027 as well. So get your merch now, and then shop at Alumni Field in the new merch store.
Goof with the pressure. Sundstrom. Kobe Hernandez Foster, boy, they are squaring up on each other out there.
They are.
This looks a little out of character on both sides, John. I'm not going to lie to you.
Well, I think Detroit City FC would like to play a little more finesse game, but they're not afraid to be physical. And they'll square up with you. They'll have a go. And it's very clear from the start that North Carolina FC wants to win the battle of the physicality. They'll win the body in hopes that it'll wear you down on a hot day over 90 minutes.
Aaron Smith didn't put enough mustard on the hot dog there in that pass across.
This is better from City. Get up, challenge the ball a little bit. Keep things in midfield. Don't allow North Carolina to push you back.
Herrera comes over, Devin Almu-Mensah with it. Driven down the pitch. Ryan Williams looks to turn. Danny Dicchio looking on. Third season, assistant for Toronto FC. Of course, Sacramento Republic. A great run of form for them. That ball laid out over the line. USL on ESPN2. Watch it Sunday, October 5th for a clash of championship teams fighting for their playoff life. Eastern Conference Rhode Island FC battles to stay above the playoff line, and Western Conference Las Vegas Lights FC look to climb the Western Conference table. October 5th, 5 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2.
You know what's so special about this league, Neil, is that virtually everybody's got something to play for, either seeding in position or trying to get into the playoffs. It's a league that consistently, year over year, has a lot of relevant matches all the way down to the final day. Part of what makes USL Championship such a special league.
Pena trots over. Across. This portion of the broadcast brought to you by Alumnify, smart banking, fearless football, one winning team. Alumnify, proud partner of DCFC. That ball goes over the line. A little bit of a break in the action. Did want to send a shout out to my daughter's 12U team, rec league team. A big win today. Turquoise Tsunami, who have since rebranded themselves the Turquoise Salami. I told them they could do it if they won. They won 5 in a row, so here we are. But shout out to the Turquoise Tsunami / Salami. I know some of them are watching today, so good job, girls.
I'm duty bound now to ask about the Turquoise Salami. Is the salami itself turquoise? Because that wouldn't be very good to eat.
The AI logo that we made is in fact a salami wearing a turquoise kit.
See, that's acceptable.
And that will be a booking on Rodrigo da Costa. Bookings brought to you by the Seva Law Firm, and da Costa does not like it.
Have you ever met a player that liked a booking?
Fair. That's fair. And the athletic training staff for North Carolina FC will make their way out onto the pitch.
A little bit of afters behind the play for Detroit City FC. Cedeno came in, tripped the man behind the play. I don't think that's foul worthy, and the referee certainly had turned around and seen it and didn't decide to do anything with it. There's an awful lot of remonstrating going on between the referee and North Carolina FC right now. You know, while we have a moment and there's a training break, you know, just a fun thing to see. This always a special match for me because my nephew Andrew, my brother Brad, live down in the North Carolina area, and actually my brother Brad plays in, or my nephew Andrew plays in the North Carolina FC youth system. I got a chance to watch him earlier this year play a little five-a-side. That was a lot of fun. But what I see out of North Carolina FC is a lot of the same things that Detroit City FC is trying to do here in Detroit. Right. They've gone into youth soccer. They have they've really reached out to try to grow the game in the Raleigh-Durham-Cary area in North Carolina. And from what I saw from their youth coaching, it's a very positive environment that really gets kids to have fun, have a little success, and learn to enjoy the game. So good to see that we got a couple of clubs here that know it's more than just about USL Championship.
And that foul goes on Detroit City. Daniel, the guilty party. th minute, Neil Rule, John Krieger here with you. Very spirited affair so far, not even 14 minutes in. Foul calls are mounting, very physical affair. We said it in the open. This is it, like this is what we're down to, and the math checks out if you look at the intensity that's out there on this pitch right now.
Everybody knows there's something to play for, and Detroit City FC really knows how important this match is. especially with only one home match remaining after this.
Montez Juve fights his way through.
Talked about him in the open. That's him trying to put the team on the back right there. Fight through a tackle, make a pass.
And that is what we brought up in the open. Montez Juve is the guy. That ball slung in and punched away. Obi Hernandez-Foster finds Juve. Juve lets it rip and sends it over top of the frame. But John, we were talking about Montez Juve in the open. Offensive flow, tactics, passing strategies, all that, that's fun. That's fun to talk about. 32 is a guy, when he's out there, he doesn't need offensive flow. He just needs a ball at his feet in a moment of brilliance.
You know, it kind of harkens back to the Matt Stafford, Calvin Johnson days. Because if the Lions weren't playing well that game, Matt Stafford knew that he could just feed it to Calvin, and Calvin would make a catch. That's kind of what Montez Juve does here. He doesn't need the flow. He doesn't need anything else. You're right. But if he has the ball at the feet, he can do something with it.
Shane Wheat's pass deflected. Darren Smith tried to step through with it. Foul will go against City. Smith offering a hand up. Jaden Cervania. Cervania played 6 matches for the Puerto Rican national team. Longtime member, North Carolina FC. Couple goals on the season. Paco Craig pings it into the 18. And there you see, it's not a strong wind per se. It's about 10 miles per hour at the back of North Carolina FC. But that had a little impact right there.
Kind of took it, got high enough that it got over the wall of the stadium, and wind kind of carried it away a little bit. That's a unique feature of Keyworth with the short bleachers. If you get it high enough and it's a windy enough day, it can certainly change things.
Be interested to see if we have hydration breaks. It was 86 degrees at the opening kick. It was pushing 90 on the field. I would venture a guess, if we do have a hydration break, it'll be the first ever October hydration break in the history of soccer in the state of Michigan.
Partner, I can tell you this. I didn't have shorts on my wardrobe list for an October game when this season started. And they set the kick time at 4 o'clock because they wanted fans to come out before it got cold. Well, guess what?
Right.
Here we are. And it is anything but I know you as a golfer are relishing
100%.
hot, sunny weather. We've had rain one day in about the last 14 here in Metro Detroit.
That pass slotted up ahead. LaFleur giving chase. It's a sprint to the ball, and it's played away. This portion of the broadcast brought to you by SeatGeek, your ticket to great Detroit City FC seats. Mensa. Obi pings it into the corner. Juve spins off his man. Montez Juve lets it go. And that ball is deflected up in the air.
Friendly fire hit his own teammate. And the deflection was easily gathered.
Replay brought to you by Fago.
Turns and fires, and in the middle of all of it, it goes off a City player's back and it becomes an easy catch.
Oliver Zemla ready to go. Zemla transferred to Philadelphia Union from Lou City back in 2024. Played 14 matches for Philadelphia Union last year. They also have Jake McGuire available tonight at the keeper spot. That is it's good of a keeper tandem as you're going to see in USL Championship, period, end of story.
You are not wrong, sir. Look at this. Down the wing.
Lord tried to bend it over to Darren Smith.
And Smith had a good run and he was going to be onside. That pass just gets by the first man. That's prime scoring opportunity for Darren Smith.
Connor Donovan, step for step with Darren Smith. Have Connor Donovan listed at 6'2". I think they're shorting him an inch or two on there. He is a very big man.
And plays big.
Approaching 200 career USL Championship matches played. college soccer at NC State. Was drafted 22nd overall by Orlando in the 2015 MLS draft. Had the Generations Adidas contract designation. And you already get the feel. Called North Carolina FC a couple of times last season, have not called them this season. But it doesn't take long to see Connor Donovan. Well, that center back, that eraser, it's quite the luxury to have. Very turnkey.
He is their Stephen Carroll.
Yep.
Just shores things up.
Momensa sends it in, looking for Darren Smith. Villanueva came flying in.
I think we might have a corner.
The corner kick will be brought to you by the Spot Massage Therapy. Finn Sundstrom on the playing surface here at Keyworth.
That's a heck of a play by Villanueva to get in there and kind of mix it up, and I think he was able to create a situation where it went off the North Carolina FC player and out for a corner. This is better from Detroit City FC in the last 10 minutes.
Ryan Williams will do the duty. Williams whips it in, nearly flicked across. That ball banged out. Look at how far up Herrera is.
That's an excellent play by Herrera to keep Detroit City in a situation where they've pinned North Carolina back.
Williams steps up front. Play it away. Cedeno directing traffic. Tried to get it through. Atez Juve lets it go! And it's just wide of the right post.
Partner, he almost made you look like a prophet.
Atez Juve with his hands up near his mouth. As we check out the Fago replay. And John, that just missed the right post.
Oh, he comes in, just finds his spot, turns, touches, fires, and it just trickles wide. But that is what he needs to do all game long. And the strategy for Detroit City FC, plain and simple, feed Juve, feed Juve, feed Juve. That's it, because he'll make something happen.
Get the ball to your playmaker. Atez Juve is exactly that. On loan, of course, from Lexington, which really came into play. Lexington, of course, 2 weeks ago, came here at Keyworth and got the win. Juve not eligible to play in that match due to the terms of the loan.
And it made a difference.
100% it did. Juve signed with Orlando City B at just 18 years old. He's 24 and already played over 100 USL Championship matches. He has been a revelation for Detroit City.
It's going to be very interesting to me what happens in this offseason. I don't know what his contract situation is with Lexington, but they loaned him out because they hadn't been able to get anything out of him. He wasn't working in their system, and they had the opportunity with a loan to try to shake things up for their own squad. And Detroit City FC's taken him and found the diamond in the rough. And so I'm certain that in the offseason, there's going to be a conversation somewhere about how can we make him a permanent player for Le Rouge.
This be a de facto hydration break, and a lot of hydration going on there. Look over at the Northern Guard. This portion of the broadcast brought to you by Old Nation Brewing Company, celebrating 10 years of independent and respectfully brewed beers.
Speaking of that brewing company, I think there's probably an awful lot of use of that in the hydration across the way with the fans.
Fans, you can watch USL Championship in Spanish on 2DN, the nation's leading Spanish language sports network. Detroit City FC takes on Loud United next Saturday, October 11th at 4 p.m. Eastern on 2DN. Go to USLChampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. And it looks like somebody is getting loose over there for North Carolina FC. Jelani Forbes will come into the match and replace Jaden Cervania. So John Bradford has to shuffle the deck, certainly earlier than he would have liked.
And that eats one of his sub windows. He's still got 4 subs, but you've only got 2 more windows. That changes things a little bit strategically.
Tom Bradford, in his 5th season, was an assistant coach for North Carolina FC since 2006. So he's going on 2 decades of service. Won the USL League One Championship in 2023. Took North Carolina FC to the USL Championship playoffs in their first season of USL Championship play. Bottom line is, John Bradford can coach in soccer.
And he has been the right man to lead North Carolina FC after they've come into USL Championship. Got him in a good situation. They kind of were building last year, but this year they're solidly in a place to try and host a playoff game down there in Cary, North Carolina.
Boy, beautiful ball sent in. Forbes turns, crosses, and it was Kobe Hernandez-Foster. He was the last line of defense. Mikey Maldonado was right there waiting to go.
You know, but once Hernandez-Foster touched that ball, he had a couple of yards of space. Easily put it out for a corner. But this is a tough thing for Detroit City FC to defend now.
North Carolina FC actually got one into the back of the net in the opening moments of this match off a corner. The whistle had sounded for a foul call.
Louis Perez over to take it.
Perez runs up on it, whips it in. Montez Juve back. He eliminated that ball, and Juve trying to step through with it. And Juve is out into space. Montez Juve making a run.
He's got another gear.
Forbes with him. Second defender comes to help. Juve still with it at his feet. Boy, very good system defending there by North Carolina FC. They turned the water off on that attack.
Absolutely, but Juve was able to keep the ball in time for his teammates to get down and set up their own system.
Kobe Hernandez-Foster, he's dangerous with service.
Oh, that's just a great step in. Not a great pass by City, but a great step in by North Carolina.
We have a quick throw. Wheat. Seen a lot of that out of Wheat where he comes into attack. Ball sent towards the back post. Juve was the target.
And that was nice defense by North Carolina. They never really allowed him to get a run on the ball, try to get up and put the head on it. Just kind of bottled him in.
On the way that Juve is such an apparent target. I could be a pretty good coach, I think, John.
Well,
get 32 of the ball.
Listen, and as has been proven by your work with the turquoise salami.
That's right.
I mean, it's a heck of a coaching track. Turquoise salami, USL Championship. Sure, you can make the jump.
Absolutely, a little 12U straight to USL Championship.
Well, there's a U in it. I mean, you got one letter.
On that ball sent up, and Montez Juve steps around, and it's cleared away.
There was Juve trying to make a play again, and look at North Carolina and the way they got back to head it or to touch it away. Not often do we see Montez Juve caught like that.
That was a great job. Finn Sundstrom, who is 18 years old on a USL Academy contract. Here in this environment with these stakes, and he's made the right play every single time here tonight.
And he kept control of his body and didn't go in and make a foul and just won the battle one-on-one versus Juve. To be that good that young, that's a feather in the North Carolina FC's cap.
Carroll drives it, looking for the floor, just a bit overcooked. Embla makes the grab. Semla taking his time, now booms it down the pitch, it rides that wind.
Atez Juve, though, Neil, is getting loose. He's starting to find the holes. Just endlessly moving around. Nice job by Darren Smith there to put some pressure on.
Mensa able to win the battle. He's got some friends coming with him. Amu Mensa lays it off. That ball will go out for a goal kick.
Got another little mini stoppage here. North Carolina player tying the shoes, and you can already see some guys with the hands on the knees.
Right.
The heat is taking a toll here early.
Well, John, that's a great segue. About a half hour in, what are you seeing? What do you think you will see going forward?
So the first 10 minutes was all North Carolina FC, and they deserve credit for the way they started this match. Detroit City FC has grown into it. I think it's pretty much an even game right now. I like the ability to get the ball forward now by Detroit City FC. Honestly, I think the rest of this game is going to be a lot of physicality. There's going to be a lot of those just physical tackles, physical challenges, trying to gum up the works, and both teams are going to be looking for that one or two opportunities where they can nick a goal.
Herrera rolls it out quickly.
That's a great job to win the aerial duel.
Connor Donovan stepped up.
And right after I talk about Detroit City growing into the match, here's North Carolina trying to pin them right back again.
It is true, though. Connor Donovan, Stephen Carroll. Carroll battles. They are the Spider-Man meme, looking at each other.
Yep.
How about that effort from Donovan?
Both of them, Carroll and Donovan, the Swiss Army knives of their defensive back lines.
They do it a little bit differently, but the end result is typically the same. Donovan rolls it across. Paco Craig won a couple of titles with Lou City. There's a cross in. That ball is bouncing free, stepping up with the right foot. Shot, and it's cleared off the line. Stephen Carroll, the captain, keeps it scoreless. Boy, and even North Carolina FC applauding that effort from the captain.
Death taxes Stephen Carroll making plays like this. It gets left on, it beats the keeper, and there's Carroll to clear it off the line. Just reading that situation and being the safety valve, and the crowd appreciating and chanting the name of the longest tenured captain in Detroit sports.
I think we have an early entry for save of the match.
I would agree with that. Save of the match doesn't have to be from a keeper.
No, it does not. Herrera throws it over, looking for Juve. He's locked up. Sundstrom was unable to lock the possession.
This is excellent real estate acquisition by North Carolina. They picked up about 10 yards there.
Goes against DCFC.
And deserved to.
Towards the 35th minute. A lot of energy in this match here today, despite the 90-degree temperature out on the pitch. Well done by Maldonado. Carroll will be called for the foul. That right hand got a little loose.
Yeah, Steve, you can't disagree with the official there. You shoved it. That's a forearm shiver.
This be a booking?
I don't think he's going to get there.
No, okay, he's just getting the spray. Look at the Fago replay right there.
Yeah, he cleared him out.
Arm gets wide out. But partner, you're right. You got a lot of players, hands on their knees.
It's a cloudless sky here in Detroit. The heat is radiating down. Coming up off the 3G pitch, it's hot.
Maldonado. He's got the vibes of a guy that may be giving this one a go.
You know, he's looking like it. He's kind of looking toward that near top corner. Kind of bend it around the wall.
Maldonado runs up, gives it a go. And Herrera seeing the same thing I was seeing. Carroll.
Neil, Detroit City FC really set up very defensively right now. There have been a lot of points in this first half where they've had 5 across the back. It allows your opponent to come onto the ball and push you back. And I know when they're in possession or the ball moves further forward, the back 5 becomes a back 3, but really it's about a back 3.5 right now. We really are used to seeing Detroit City FC try to use the wings more, get forward more. Haven't seen that as much in this opening game.
Which we did see it for a stretch around the 15 to 20 minute mark, where I thought, John, they were, and Juve was really moving. They were, I want to say, one exit short of bombing forward.
Absolutely.
And then, yeah, there's been a complete turnaround from that.
And they've gone right back into that 5 across the back turtle shell anytime North Carolina's in possession. And so they're really looking for that 1 or 2 opportunities like this, perhaps. Nice step in to clear that away. That's a really good job by the defender to just keep control of your body, read the pass, step in. Pass has got to be better from City.
Michael Craig, 32-year-old veteran we were talking about earlier, won 2 USL Championships with Lou City. Played 3,000 minutes for Miami FC back in 2023. You pair him, Connor Donovan at 6'2". Finn Sundstrom, who's 18, but he's 6 foot, and he's been impressive.
That's not a good pass.
Very easy to see why North Carolina FC is looking to put the finishing touches on at least hosting USL Championship playoff match. Mensa will roll it out. Here's Villanueva.
Not often we see Villanueva lose a foot race up the wings. North Carolina has just been really good at using the pace in moments when they've needed it and just overtaking City on a lot of these balls in midfield, and the City tries to get forward. A lot of pace from the visitors today.
And to give you a frame of reference how good North Carolina FC has been defensively, we always think about Charleston Battery, right? Very tough to score on. They've given up 25 goals this season. North Carolina FC, or excuse me, they've given up 29 goals this season. North Carolina FC just 35. So they're right there in the ballpark as we take a look at the Fago replay.
And Raheem Summersall is down and indicating that he's in a large amount of pain. They're on the replay. Didn't look like there was a whole lot of contact from the City player. A foul, but if he is seriously injured, I don't think it was as a result of the contact.
Kind of look at both of these sides hit the water.
Hard.
Yes.
You know, and during the heat of summer, Neil, we didn't see
Not
this.
like this.
No.
40th minute, Neil Rule, John Krieger here with you. Detroit City FC, North Carolina FC. This portion of the broadcast brought to you by Wayne State, proud to be the official higher education partner of Detroit City Football Club. Big crowd on hand as always here at Keyworth. Race to the playoffs, presented by Terminix.
What a race it is. I'm going to enjoy watching this league over the next 4 weeks. There are going to be a lot of good matchups.
John's going to get home in time. John, I was just informed by the great John Safaro, as right there in the screen, Finn Sundstrom actually on a pro contract now. So that goes to show you.
Well, he came up through the academy system,
Correct.
and that goes back to what we were talking about. And by the way, John Safaro is the best in the business.
Goated.
There's nobody better, and because he keeps giving us notes like that.
Right.
But we were talking about the fact, and I was going back to my nephew Andrew, and the fact that North Carolina FC really is looking at developing from youth all the way up through their academy and using the academy like Detroit City FC does as a pathway to pro. And they've got a guy who's 18 years old now. They've brought up through the ranks, and he is proving his worth in getting that pro contract, and that's a good bit of development.
I would further that by saying, probably want to lock that guy up as long as you can.
Yeah, long term.
Long term. Because he's been rock solid over there in this environment at that age.
He went down. Oh, but the turf monster got him.
Mensa.
Got to move forward.
Over Hernandez Foster to Juve. Juve again out on that left wing. He'll work 1v1. Juve lets it off, and that shot by Cedeno. Oh, and a penalty will be awarded as Cedeno was taken down from behind on the shot attempt. Cedeno wants a card as well. What a huge moment in this match in the 43rd minute.
What a development this.
Let's take a look at the Fago replay.
Cedeno comes in, and Detroit City FC will take it.
Not sure there. And yeah, as you said, DCFC will take it, no doubt.
Tough decision. But that's why referees are out there, to make those decisions. And that's why we're up here wearing headsets.
Jessiel Cedeno will step up to the circle.
Key moment in City's season.
This is very big. And Jessiel Cedeno deliver. Slow run up. Of course, Jessiel Cedeno buries it. And Detroit City FC, moments before halftime, take a 1-0 lead.
Keeper guessed right. Ball was placed perfectly. And Detroit City FC scores its first goal in 313 minutes. And they need it. Cedeno, the slow run up. Keeper reads his eyes and guesses right, but the dive is too high. And if you're gonna place it along the ground, you gotta place it right inside the post. And he did, and it's 1-0 City.
So what a big moment in this match, and Jessiel Cedeno delivers. Goal number 4 on the season as he pumps his fist. And the City faithful have the flags out.
And the North Carolina coach is getting the book. John Bradford is going in the book. He was giving an earful to Salvador Flores and then started remonstrating with the official. And Mark Verso said, "I'm taking your name."
North Carolina FC right before the halftime. Montez Juve called for the foul.
And Mark Verso is doing his best right now to keep a lid on this thing.
It'll be 5 minutes of stoppage time.
That's about right. At a sub, number of injuries, a penalty.
Flicked up and over top of the goal. Carlos Herrera will put the boot to it. Lavella going back. It will be interesting to see what chess moves are made.
You know the one thing Detroit City can't do, Neil, and you hope you don't see in the second half? You can't play as if one is enough. You got to go try to get a second, at least for the first 20 minutes of the second half, maybe 25. If in the final 20 we get to that defense versus attack drill, well, that happens in games. But Detroit City FC has to keep trying to press forward. Can't allow themselves to get pinned deep. Got to keep playing.
That ball sent up for Montez Juve. Juve got locked up with Sundstrom. Juve will be called for the foul.
Juve claiming he was fouled, and he's down, but no, there was just kind of a lot of a losing balance there.
And John, I'll tell you this too, there's been a couple fouls now called on Montez Juve. You talk about that accumulation, that build-up.
Yeah, that's going to be a foul on Montez. He lost his footing, and he took out the North Carolina player.
Cedeno taken down.
I don't know about you, partner, but from the way this first half has gone with some of the physicality we've seen, I think we're sitting on a powder keg.
I would agree with that. And it is, not going to say it's boiling yet, but there's steam coming from the lid on the stove.
Yeah. It's going to be a very interesting second half. Especially with how aggrieved North Carolina is certainly feeling over the penalty decision.
Carroll had that one away. Now Kwok taken down. Otto Kwok played his college soccer at UNC. That ball will go out for a goal kick. Still about 2-ish minutes left of stoppage time.
Herrera taking his time. I don't think anybody in the outfield is upset by that. How hot it is right now. Get 2 seconds to get your breath.
Mensa able to win that ball temporarily. Summersall plays it out wide right on the wing. But John, I'll tell you this, North Carolina FC, they look locked in right now.
The penalty woke them up
Stakes
even
have
more.
changed, yep.
They have, well, the key was lock in, bro, my friend. Well, they are applying the key to the game right now. That's a nice move by Herrera to come out. A confident jump, rises above, makes the catch.
Herrera will survey the scene. Carlos Herrera, depending on what side you're rooting for, has done a very good job of stalling out the pace. If you're a North Carolina FC fan, you do not like that.
If you're Detroit City with a 1-goal lead and wanting to get to the dressing room, you love it. Into the bonus time here in first half stoppage time. We played the full 5 minutes.
North Carolina FC with maybe one more opportunity to toss this up into the 18. Let nature take its course.
Throw it into the mixing bowl. That'll be another throw opportunity for a long throw here with what time is left.
Maldonado. Maldonado throws it in. Herrera goes up, juggles it for a second, and makes the grab.
And Herrera doing his best to just convince the official that we've played enough in the opening half.
And there is the halftime whistle. Detroit City FC takes advantage of a penalty opportunity, and that is the difference through the first 45 minutes of action. But John, make no mistake, both of these teams out there, they know what the stakes are.
And North Carolina in the first half had the advantage for more of it. They just have gotten unlucky on a couple of shot attempts. Detroit City FC has grown into the match at points, but needs to do better and not allow themselves to get pinned back after halftime. They're fortunate to be ahead. They got to figure out a way to keep it.
So 45 minutes now, 45 minutes still to go. We'll take our first halftime break. Halftime brought to you by Stroh's, because Stroh's is spoken here. Detroit City FC 1, North Carolina FC 0. We'll be back with more USL Championship Soccer. Detroit soccer team is back in action. Feel the adrenaline, embrace the excitement, and be a part of every heart-pounding moment at historic Keyworth Stadium. Tickets available now. Here's Smith again, the chance! Give him two! Kicks through two defenders! Oh, what a goal by Juve! Service on the corner! And it's 1-0 City.
There's a beer in the D for me and you. From Royal Oak to Jefferson Avenue. Grab a friend and a jersey too and chant like you give a damn.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Detroit soccer team is back in action. Feel the adrenaline, embrace the excitement, and be a part of every heart-pounding moment at historic Keyworth Stadium. Tickets available now. Welcome back to historic Keyworth Stadium. 1-0, Detroit City FC with the lead. A Jessiel Cedeno penalty conversion in the dying moments of the first half. The difference. Halftime brought to you by Stroh's, because Stroh's is spoken here. Tonight, Mr. John Krieger, I know what you have on the agenda for your viewing pleasure. It is the finals of the Jägermeister Cup. Both teams will take a shot at glory on CBS Sports Network. Golazo, Sacramento Republic, Hartford Athletic, and Hartford Athletic, they're coming in hot.
They are indeed. They've done so much better as a club this year, but for my money, you travel out to the left coast, you're playing a team that's second in the West at home. I think Sacramento takes it.
And that's never a bad bet. Sacramento Republic at home, certainly you would think that you have to like their chances. So 1-0, Detroit City FC with the lead. We'll take another halftime break, come back, get you closer to the second half of action. Halftime brought to you by Stroh's, because Stroh's is spoken here.
In the USL, shovels in the ground mean as much as scoring goals. And Sacramento Republic is on its way to transforming the city's rail yard district into a soccer palace. The same is happening in the Motor City, with Detroit City's new home clearing way for stadium construction. Miami FC has unveiled its future home in South Florida, while the Pittsburgh Riverhounds prepare for their stadium expansion, preserving one of the best views in all of sports. The growth is felt as well in League One, with expansion on the way for 2026. The scene changes daily at the site of Fort Wayne's new home, from clearing the area in early June to the sweet sight of concrete and steel in mid-September. All watched closely by Fort Wayne's Director of Communication, Justin Cohn.
Thousands of people literally drive past this thing every day. So how cool is it for everyone to get a chance to see this thing every single day get closer?
Yeah, it's really cool. It's ideally located for people going to and from work, or they're driving down to Indianapolis, and you're seeing it in really at a rapid pace come up. So you're really seeing a lot of the facade of what will be the stands start to come up.
I look at the renderings. First thing I notice is this gigantic video board. So give me some of the neat things about that, because this might be the best thing in League One for sure.
Yeah, I mean, the scoreboard is something I'm really excited about. It'll be the second longest scoreboard in the entire state. So that means it eclipses an NFL stadium. You're going to have a lot of options at Fort Wayne FC Park in terms of watching the matches. There's a lot of possibilities that you can do with the scoreboard.
Fellow League One expansion club Boise is seeing its vision take shape as construction at the park at Expo, Idaho is full speed. And longtime League One club Greenville Triumph has kicked off construction at Bridgeway Station.
Today we went to the beach, and it was Totally worth it. Get double points this fall at Best Western.
Detroit City FC is brought to you by Fago, proud to be the official pop of DCFC. Fort Pontchartrain, the official hotel partner of Detroit City FC. And Stroh's, because Stroh's is spoken here. Let's take a look at the news and notes and what's going on in and around USL Championship. We have a new appearance leader, Sean Tosh, 296th league appearance that set a new benchmark. Broke Canardo Forbes' record. Of course, Augustine Williams, 250 league appearances. And John, that tells me one thing. You're getting old, my friend.
Well, of course, 2 + 2 equals I'm getting old. Why not? What it means to me, thanks, partner, is that you got a couple of players there that have really made a career in this league, and you're starting to see more and more players having a long career playing good soccer in USL Championship.
And not coincidentally, John, when you see the teams inside the playoff line, they feature a lot of those types of players, 150, 200-ish USL Championship matches played. Let's see what tonight's schedule has in store for us. What will John Krieger be watching other than the Jägermeister Cup final? We have the afternoon match here today, John, so you have a 7 o'clock window.
Well, there are a couple of matches, Lou City and Indy 11, because Detroit City FC needs Lou City to do some business. And then Tampa Bay with their match as well as 7:30, because now you're watching scoreboards and you're hoping things work well for DCFC if they wrap up a win.
Absolutely. Some West Coast action as well. Orange County and El Paso, Phoenix Rising and New Mexico United. So we will take our final halftime break, come back, look at the highlights, and of course the second half of action. 1-0. Detroit City FC with the lead. Halftime brought to you by Stroh's, because Stroh's is spoken here.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Some people are born warriors. Something drives them forward, past any obstacle, towards something bigger. Maybe they weren't born with a silver spoon, but they were born with a purpose. At Wayne State University, we take this drive and turn it into so much more, so they can become warrior strong.
Here's Smith again, the chance! Give him two! Kicks through two defenders! Oh, what a goal by Juve! Service on the corner! And it's 1-0 City!
Adulting? Overrated. Financial freedom? Now that's the move. Meet Alumnify, banking built for real life. No jargon, no hassle, just smart money moves made simple. Want to save more, spend smarter, build wealth? We've got your back. With 0 hidden fees and game-changing savings rates, this is banking that fits your life. Alumnify. Let's go.
Welcome back inside historic Keyworth Stadium. 1-0 Detroit City FC with the lead. Let's take a look at the highlights from the first half of action. And John, both these sides came out physical. We knew exactly what was on the line, and Atez Jupe was acting accordingly.
A step around there, gets it around the keeper, but then Atez Jupe tries to make the play. And look at Finn Sundstrom coming around and making that ball goes wide. Completely and totally took an open goal away from Atez Jupe. Then in the 33rd minute, Stephen Carroll doing what Stephen Carroll does. The ball into the area, it beats the keeper, and Stephen Carroll clears it off the line. And then we move to the 43rd minute, 44th minute. This is the play that changed the game so far. Shot comes into the area, taken down after the play was a City player in the box, and then Jessiel Cedeno steps up and buries the penalty. City leads 1-0, and they'll try to keep it here in the second half.
So that is how we got here. 45 minutes left. North Carolina FC will have the possession. Get the second half started. North Carolina FC 41 points, third in the Eastern Conference. Detroit City FC 32 points. They are tied for 7th. And we have a substitution for Danny Dicchio. Haruki Yamazaki will come into the match. Isaiah LaFleur comes out. So Danny Dicchio, the switch at the half.
Now he sees something here. When Yamazaki's coming on with his pace, I think there's something that Danny Dicchio thinks he can exploit.
Team Somersault turns it around. Neil Rule, John Krieger here with you. 85 degrees on this October fall evening in Detroit. Just like everybody expected. Body's getting tangled up. Keep in mind, John, there has been a lot of fouls called here today. You would imagine, John, with 9 fouls called against Detroit City, 7 against North Carolina FC. North Carolina FC with a yellow. Could see a card or 2 in this second half due to that accumulation of fouls.
I would not be surprised at all. And don't forget, the only North Carolina card was against their head coach following the penalty. So I would not be surprised to see some more bookings here after halftime, as this thing is bound to get more physical.
Villanueva whips it in. That was cut out perfectly by Connor Donovan. Mensa will roll it across to Stephen Carroll. Who will get that next goal? Will there be a next goal? Those are the questions. Wava called for that foul. This portion of the broadcast brought to you by DTE Energy. DTE recommends installing carbon monoxide detectors in your home and business today. Nueva hesitates, gets through 2. Then comes up, can't quite get there, just cut off by Paco Craig. Veteran play once again by Craig.
He's made a lot of veteran plays so far.
Aaron Smith turns around, lays it off. Cedeno pings it across, finds Juve. Juve shaking, bacon. Juve chips it towards the upper left corner. That would have been an incredible display of skill if he were able to bag that one.
That was a near impossible angle for him to try to get a shot on target, but he goes around his man, and that shows you the kind of player that he is. Picked up his head, knew that there wasn't really a pass to make, just had to go with goal and caught it a little too much underneath, put it over top the bar.
Would probably be considered going over the top a little bit. When Atez Juve has the ball at his feet in a 1v1 situation, you adjust how you're standing, how you're sitting in your chair. Like it's a moment you need to watch.
Every side needs that player that when they have the ball at their feet, anything can happen, and so you better be on your toes. And for Detroit City FC this season, it has by far been Atez Juve.
Did we get a booking across the way?
Well, we got a player down at least, and a booking has come out.
I believe that will be on Shane Wheat. Take a look at the Fago replay.
Yeah, you leave the boot up high, you're putting yourself in the referee's hands. He decided to brandish his first card against a player today. I wonder if part of that is also just a warning to the teams to, you know what, hey.
Turn it down.
Turn it down. I'm watching you. I'm not afraid to get the card out. Let's all get to 90 minutes together.
And keep that in mind. Shane Wheat, obviously, valuable member of that back line. Danny Dicchio taking notice. Restart ball whipped in. Herrera came up aggressively.
Punch by Herrera. He is fortunate that it went to one of his own players because it was a fat and juicy rebound, and if that had gone to a Carolina player, I'm not sure that he could have been back up in time to make the save. So fortunate to punch it toward a player wearing rouge. Clear away.
A whistle behind the ball.
It's like a foul behind the ball.
That is the story. And to be honest with you, partner, I had looked down the pitch.
Me too.
Drop ball called?
Yeah.
Momenta. Shane Wheat now playing on that yellow. Kings it up ahead. To Connor Donovan. Said his name a lot. We've been very impressed with Connor Donovan. Been near flawless. As a matter of fact, he has been flawless. And there's a step up and a takeaway by Sundstrom. This is dangerous. Top of the D, lets it go. Stephen Carroll turns it away. That's his second save of the match.
That is the second time he's put his body on the line to keep a ball out of the goal because Herrera was not getting to that.
Carroll directing traffic. Ball touched up. Darren Smith was offside, could not make a move. This portion of the broadcast brought to you by Alumnify, smart banking, fearless football, one winning team. Alumnify, proud partner of DCFC.
The positive for DCFC right now is the lead 1-0. They'll take it. They got the penalty. The negative, though, you got to figure out a way to score a goal from open play. We're now at 321 minutes without Detroit City FC scoring a goal from open play. And I think they're going to need more than one tonight. So you got to find a way to get it forward, get that ball to Juve, let him create something, set something up.
Zaki, his first touch. Yamazaki called for the foul. Zaki played his first pro season for the Northern Colorado Hailstorm. Wheat does well. Cut that ball out. Labella, it's been relatively quiet, whips that one in, and Herrera, sure-handed grab.
It's a good grab, and also he had to adjust a little bit. It spun on the pitch a little bit for him, and moving a little bit as it got to him, and he was behind it, read it well.
Momensa, they're giving him space, so he will take it. Overcooks the pass a little bit.
You've said that a lot tonight about Detroit City FC. There have been a lot of overcooked passes and a lot of very good step-throughs by North Carolina.
Momensa locks up again. Luis Perez.
Advantage being played.
It out to the left side. Daniel wins it. Shane Wheat. Pass was cut out. That will go out for a goal kick. Saul has it. Marked by Jesse El Cedeno. I'll say this about Jesse El Cedeno. In the stat sheet, he got the penalty and got the conversion. His work rate here today
has been excellent.
Excellent in the midfield. I'm talking about defensively. Across the board, and this is pretty much everybody on both sides, there is an energy, there's a juice out there on the pitch today. That ball comes free, and Ryan Williams has it. Well, I got sketchy for a second for City.
Oh, look at here over the top.
The check up for Smith. It will not. Zemla had to play that one over the line.
Well, you said it in the open, partner. Both these teams know what the stakes are right now, and I think that has led to the work rate that you see. And it's nice to see the growth of Cedeno's game. When he came to Detroit City, he was known for offense, and he has really refined his game to be able to be counted on defensively in some situations just because of the work rate you mentioned. So he's rounding into a more complete player.
Now for North Carolina FC.
And a lot of people hitting the water again. It has not gotten any cooler here in Detroit.
Detroit City FC will host Loudoun United next Saturday at 4 p.m. Go to deadcityfc.com, get your tickets, come on out.
Season finale, folks. One final time at Keyworth. This year, home finale, I should say. So you got 1 week left to experience the special, special environment that is Keyworth Stadium.
Detroit City FC on the live table would have 35 points. That's big because Indy 11 has 32, and they are playing Lou City, who has lost, checks notes, once. Not once in the last month, not once in the last summer season, once, period.
And you just need them to take care of business.
They went the entire summer literally without losing a match.
Truthfully, if you're a Detroit City FC fan, your perfect night, and that's a foul against Detroit City that the unlicensed referees don't like.
Check out our replay brought to you by Fago.
I'll be generous and say the feet got tangled.
Maldonado want to go about 20 yards closer from here. This time curls it up. That ball came across. Herrera, I think, ran into Wheat.
If you're watching games tonight, by the way, we were talking about it being a big, big thing for Detroit City FC to get the win because Indy's playing Lou City. You're also a huge Monterey Bay fan. They can take out Tampa Bay and make them a less of a factor. And then tomorrow, Viva Las Vegas, because it's Rhode Island's and the Las Vegas Lights. And so that's your viewing guide for the rest of the weekend. You're a big fan of Western Conference teams. Las Vegas, Monterey Bay.
That match is on ESPN2, by the way, at 5 p.m. Eastern.
So that's a tune in and put your backing behind boys from Monterey.
Weed heads it ahead. About an hour into this one. Perez makes a turn. John, you can tell just about an hour into this one, the conditions have certainly taken their toll. Ball sent in, Stephen Carroll. It's just the runs aren't as sharp. There's just not as much gas left in the tank right now.
There are guys getting leggy, yeah, and they're more easily pursued. It's just a tough slog of a day.
You didn't expect when you saw the schedule.
I did not have Schultz on the schedule, as we've said. This is some interesting Michigan weather for October.
Youth goes down, and he's still down. And here comes Da Costa. Towards the 18, toe pokes it ahead. Stephen Carroll very calmly plays it to Villanueva.
Here's a guy still got some pace. Da Costa was moving pretty good. Detroit City's back line did a great job to... Oh, come on now.
Joof is still down.
Now we got
sounded.
We got a North Carolina FC player that...
I believe that's Connor Donovan that went down as well.
He chested a ball down and then fell over, unless the ball caught him square in the face. And if the ball caught him square in the face, I apologize, but I'm not sure it did.
Oh, yes it did.
Okay. Higher than I thought. I thought that was off the chest.
Tell me more about how tough you are, John.
That's you know what? I hold my hand up. That caught him square in the face.
We'll give John a yellow on that one.
That's, yep. I draw a card. That's...
Montez Joof, in the meantime, being tended to by athletic training staff for Detroit City FC.
I would not like to take that ball.
No.
He's more than okay to go down.
This portion of the broadcast brought to you by the Seva Law Firm. Neil Rule, John Krieger here with you. All right, John, an hour into this one. Do the conditions out there maybe force the chess pieces to start moving 5 minutes earlier than normal?
Yes.
3 minutes?
I think we'll see our first, and I think it'll be a double sub, and I think we'll see it before 68 minutes on the clock. From one side or the other, because guys are going to start to run out of gas. Both sides have 4 subs and 2 sub windows remaining.
Of course, John Bradford had to burn a sub right around the half-hour mark. Mania had to come out of the match. Lonnie Forbes came in. Sundstrom.
Sundstrom went down. He's grabbing the back of the leg and the ankle. And I think that's on the conditions too. I think you got a lot of guys that are really feeling it out there.
Comes up with pressure, and that ball sent into space, and this is dangerous. Amumensa tracking back, pass across, and that will go out for a corner. But a very good run by Forbes.
And a very good defensive play by Amumensa. The way he just keeps control of the body, stays in front, doesn't bite too early, just makes the body big, and go ahead and surrender the corner.
Here we go. Maldonado will serve the corner. Drives it in. That gets all the way through. And it's headed wide. And Ryan Williams takes no chances. And kicks the ball to the Rensen.
And boy, oh boy, the header. He'll want more on that. I think it was Dolabella that got in there and just kind of shorted the header. Comes across. Yeah, Dolabella tried to get some purchase on it, but
was frustrated right away too.
And he knew it. There was a window to come in on the near post.
Corner driven in, and Herrera punches it away. Cedeno with some pressure. Cedeno trying to work his way through.
Speaking of work rate, look at that. Yasiel Cedeno was one step from being off to the races.
Herrera whips it out, Villanueva. Nicely done by Herrera. Shane Wheat's got a lot of room to operate. That was well done by Detroit City. It didn't look pretty to start, but Herrera did the job.
It got pretty to finish. Neil, something to watch in the last 25 minutes here, the passes, where the conditions are going to really start to hurt. Is normally when you're passing, you want a guy.
Zaki lets that shot go and it's blocked.
You want a guy to be able to come to the ball, the pass to be crisp. I think there are going to be one or two passes here that'll be intercepted that are going to change the play of this game.
And that foul drawn by Juve. And Detroit City FC will have a dangerous setup. The official right there said, play on.
And then, yep, he's taken down.
Emerson took down Juve from behind. This will be Kobe Hernandez Foster's show.
And he's a guy that can have a go from here.
He's done it before.
Demla setting his wall. He seems satisfied.
Kobe Hernandez Foster runs up and sends it over top of the bar. Just couldn't quite snap it off.
If he could have gotten that to bend down, that might have been some trouble. Put some pace behind it. Just takes it and fizzes it over top of the bar.
A couple of substitutions coming on.
So Shane Wheat's going to make way. That is a heads-up play by Danny Dicchio with him on a booking. Coming into the match will be Michael Bryant.
And yep, that is clearly yellow card related. You would think Bryant typically always gets the start dealing with a little bit of ailments.
And Jay Chapman comes on, and this is surprising for Kobe Hernandez Foster.
Jay Chapman, the former first-team All-American at Michigan State, signed a homegrown contract with Toronto FC of MLS back in 2015. Chapman tracks back. Juve playing up. Donato with it. Very impressed. As I said, this was my first look this season at North Carolina FC.
They're an impressive club.
Very solid roster.
And I've really been impressed with Sundstrom.
No. Cedeno comes flying in again. Owen coming up. The 8th minute. Detroit City FC with the 1-0 lead if you're just joining us. Yasiel Cedeno converts a penalty right before the end of the first half. And another player down. North Carolina FC, they have had a lot of players go down.
And And I think part of that is, frankly, partner, this has been a physical match and the conditions aren't great, and it's going to take a toll on people. I don't think he was really, he felt something go.
The groin area, yeah.
That wasn't contact related. That's body being pushed to the maximum and something went.
He is in some pain.
To be fair, I think most gentlemen would agree that just about anything in that groin area is going to cause you some pain.
Lonnie Forbes down. Remember, Forbes came on as a sub for Jaden Cervania about 20-ish minutes into this one. Cervania got hurt. Forbes is down, and he does not have the look of a man that just needs some water in a couple seconds. And there's some scrambling going on
the North Carolina bench.
There's Tristan Hodge getting loose quickly.
I think his day is going to be done.
Lonnie Forbes on loan from Charlotte FC. Tristan Hodge will come in. Lonnie Forbes will come out. So for the second time for John Bradford, forced to burn a sub.
And it's going to make the strategy for the rest of this match very interesting because he's still got 3 subs left, but he's only got 1 window in which to use them. So he's got to really think about what he wants to do to shuffle the cards and how many subs he wants to put on in that 1 window.
Jay Chapman with it. Cedeno. Villanueva makes a run. Villanueva with the cross in. Darren Smith came flying in. That nearly connected.
He was about a foot away from that being 2-0 to City and the club's first goal from open play in some time.
Ryan Williams nearly connected. Jesse Cedeno. Boy, Ryan Williams almost dropped that in the bucket. And here is the substitution officially. Tristan Hodge will come on. He's a veteran, 30 years old, 30 matches played for the Trinidad and Tobago national team, over 100 USL Championship matches. And that's really the profile of this North Carolina FC roster.
Got a lot of guys with a lot of time on the clock in this league that know what it is and know how to win.
And their young guys can play, period.
And you have a mix of veterans that are savvy and young guys that can just ball. That's a really good mix.
Tristan Hodge with it. So much on the line here today. Feel it in the air. Maldonado. Da Costa makes a move, locked up with Villanueva. Da Costa's cross and a kick stop by Carlos Herrera, and he gathered the rebound. Only thing missing was a hockey mask and a goalie pad.
That ball fizzed in. His play along the end line puts it on Herrera, and he didn't have it the first time. Got the foot down because he knew he wasn't going to get his hand on it. Stuck his foot out and brought the ball back to him.
If Herrera doesn't do that,
we're tied.
City's kicking the ball from the center circle in about 10 seconds.
Sometimes, partner, you'd rather be lucky than good. And that was a little bit of both.
Villanueva. Cedeno finds Juve on the wing. Here comes Juve to the 18. Juve toe pokes it for the corner. Boy, Zemla had to be sharp.
He just works around a man and goes and has a rip.
And tucked it into that corner as well.
And made it a much more difficult stop for Zemla, who had to come in and juggle it a little bit before he got it under control. But we've talked about it all match. That's the guy who, no matter what's happening, no matter the run of play, if he gets the ball with the ball at his feet, he can make something happen, and he almost did right there. So what City have to be careful of now, partner, and they're doing a good job of it so far, is not let this match turn into a defense versus attack drill. Keep possession, keep moving forward, keep doing what they're doing right now.
Villanueva, Chapman's making a run. Sends it in, Darren Smith. Josiel Cedeno tried to drive it at the corner, and I believe that was deflected, and it will go out for a corner kick. Alquak, I think, got a piece of this as we check out the Fago replay.
Ball played across Cedeno, and yeah, it goes off a North Carolina player, Darren Smith.
Oh, that was Connor Donovan, actually.
Was nice pickup, partner. Smith was running to the back post. If that hadn't gotten deflected, he might have been in the vicinity. Big set piece here.
Ryan Williams drives it towards the back post. Bryant on Momensa. There it's headed, and it's 2-0 City. There goes that man again, Artez Juve.
Feed Juve, and he will score. And he was fed, and he scored. The man who we were looking at from the open of this match to make something happen. The header goes across the area, and Artez Juve is there and puts it in behind. Nothing Zemla could do. It's 2-0 to City. Their first goal from open play in about 340 minutes, and it couldn't have come at a bigger time for this team.
You just get the sense when he's on the pitch, something's going to happen. And the Northern Guard, obviously electric. You just get the, and it doesn't matter. The run of play doesn't matter. Schematics do not matter. Set pieces do not matter.
What was it that Keyshawn Johnson said back in the days?
Just give him the damn ball.
There you go.
Huge goal for Detroit City. But as broadcasters, we are obligated to hit you with the cliche. The most dangerous lead in soccer is a 2-0 lead. There you go.
Check. Put that in the box. And it is, because if you let off and North Carolina gets a goal in the next 5 minutes, we're right back where we were.
And they have the juice.
You have, and the momentum and the energy gets sucked out of this place. So now you've got to be clinical and you've got to finish this thing. And I think we're going to see a booking.
Cedeno taken down. That will go against Raheem Summersall.
And I'm wrong, just the spray.
No, that is the spray. Regardless, the foul is on Summersall. And the moral of the story is, at this point, 76th minute into the 77th minute, Detroit City FC will get the set piece, and Ryan Williams can't wait.
Where is Juve?
Right in the middle.
Right in the middle. He's going to be a target here. This is not an angle where you're going to go for goal.
Ryan Williams rips it in. Michael Bryant looked like he was the target. That ball fired up into the crowd will take one hop out of the field of play.
Community donation. And City will take this, by the way, because you're not going to get this back in stoppage time. We are going to have a lot of stoppage time, I think, in the second half here.
And heads it back. That ball spent the better part of 2.5 minutes on that touchline. Quick restart, North Carolina FC. Taki does well to win the possession. Chipped up. Here comes Atez Juf. Flag up, actually. It's a bit surprising. Thought Juf got behind the line, but of course, officials down there, a much better view. Donovan rolls it across. Lundstrom, you see on your screen, North Carolina FC backline getting a bit stretched right now, which they have to be.
Well, you always say it, partner. When you're down 2-0, it doesn't matter if you lose 3-0. You got to start taking chances.
That is true.
And I think that's what we're going to see here. So Thomas Roberts the fourth coming on, as well as Jason Quintanilla.
In the meantime, Maldonado will put this ball back into play. Maldonado whips that one in. Stephen Carroll got in the mix. He had some hands on Costa. Costa went to the ground. Throw coming up.
Subs haven't been signaled for yet. I think we're going to keep playing here.
Hodge will play it back. Ball sent in. Ryan Williams heads it away. Baino trying to fight through, want the whistle, and he will get it.
And that'll allow City to push things forward and need some more time. I would be willing to bet we're going to see about 5 minutes of stoppage time at this point. So you got 15 minutes to kill here if you're Detroit City FC. And really, you want to see out, you'd like to see it out with North Carolina scoring nothing, but really you'd like to see, if they're going to score one, that goal comes very late. You want to kill off the next 7 or 8 minutes are vitally important here.
Quintanilla, the youngster, comes in. 18 years old.
2 18-year-olds on the
in. Yes. Thomas Roberts the fourth. Meantime, we're into the 81st minute. Neil Rule, John Krieger here with you.
Matt Sheldon being readied on the Detroit City side.
Chapman nearly took that thing away, and they would have numbers. Ryan out defending against Acosta. Played it in, that's cut out.
City doing a really good job right now of stepping in, clogging the midfield.
Great anticipation by Michael Bryant. Taken down from behind.
Eat the time up, man.
That's what he's doing. And there are tons of ways, obviously, to, as Matt Sheldon will come into the match. Alex Villanueva comes out. That ball into the box. This is dangerous, and that shot, and a stop is made by Carlos Herrera. He got fingertips on it to send it away.
That may be one of the best saves he's made in City colors because of the point at which it comes. That ball gets fizzed in and he gets down and pokes it around the post.
Corner coming up for City. Picked up ahead. Maldonado. Sends it across.
City will take this. Forcing North Carolina back. Working to shut down the passing lanes in midfield. Just chew up that clock.
Into the 84th minute. Lifeblood for North Carolina FC right now, slowly ticking away. Sheldon out to defend that ball. And across. Carlos Herrera had eyes on it the whole time.
Cracked it well, knew not to touch it. Now he gets a goal kick, and he's going to take some time over that goal kick.
Carlos Herrera tees it up.
Got to make sure the socks are right.
It's funny, the socks and the shin guards always in that 84th, 86th, 88th minute of the second half, and it's always the team that's in front. It's just, there's always an issue.
They get a little loose. I mean,
they do.
Look, it's a protection issue.
Right.
You see.
Every match ever played, the socks always need to be readjusted for the team ahead in the 80-ish minutes.
Safety first.
That's right. Werner with it. Patrick Werner will play it back. The Martinique national team had a goal against Canada international match. 21 Gold Cup. A cool moment for him. Thomas Roberts into the 18. Roberts works around. Roberts lets it go. And once again, Herrera down to the turf to make the grab.
It's a really good job by Herrera of looking through a couple of screeners to track that ball. He went through the midfield, and look at the City players there that are screening Herrera's view. And he read the ball through them, kept eyes on it, and got down. That's a tougher save than it looks, because you got to look through a lot of bodies.
And you have to collect it, because there is an attacker right there next to you. Batman with some pressure. Montez Juve called for the foul. Maybe towards the 87th minute.
City has done an excellent job of not turtling and allowing North Carolina just to fire at them.
Herrera running towards the ball, and Herrera steps up to make the stop. Cannot keep it in play.
North Carolina bench wanted a penalty. They didn't think Herrera got a piece, and they thought he took out the attacker.
Herrera made up his mind a little late to come out after it.
Nobody got a piece of the ball, and that's what negated the penalty. If he hadn't gotten a piece of the ball there, that saved him, because otherwise that's a penalty and maybe a sending off for a denial of a goal scoring opportunity. But he gets enough of the ball to make the contact incidental afterward.
Luis Perez will serve the corner. It's getting down to that time for North Carolina FC. They need something. Corner sent in, flicked away. Chapman, I believe. Burnett aside. There will be a substitution coming. Bashing Guinzotti will come in for Darren Smith.
And partner, I think this is just about a fresh body. Darren Smith's been doing a lot of running today. He's made a lot of runs. And it's just a fresher body for the finish with a 2-goal lead.
Yamazaki pings it out. Nemla has it.
Zemla's going to move into that extra defender role, that kind of sweeper role. They're trying to keep City pinned back here. So they take the risk with the keeper as part of that back passing line. It allows them to get an extra body forward.
Ball into the box, and now Momenza was locked up, and bodies are going everywhere. And I believe a penalty is going to be awarded. No, it's a free kick right outside the 18 line.
And Matt Verso was very demonstrative in stepping over to the spot because it's not where the contact finishes. It finishes inside the area, but it's initiated right outside the area. The fact that they fall into the area doesn't make a penalty, but you can see the initial tie-up is outside the box. That's an excellent job by the referee to see where the point of engagement of contact is to make it a free kick and not a penalty. That's a really good job by the official.
Rodrigo da Costa, as John said, he has been a problem for Detroit City FC.
No matter where he's been.
Throughout the years. Maldonado, of course. Certainly get into one as well. And that ball ripped dead into the wall. When it's cut out, Yamazaki came across and sent it away. Detroit City FC doing all the little things right.
That's his pace taking over there. And now another set piece opportunity for North Carolina.
Throw will go into the box. It's headed away, and a goal kick coming up for Detroit City FC. And John, we talked around the hour mark. You saw the players out there starting to drag a little bit. And for those that are just joining us, the temperature hit 90 degrees.
Well, we got a booking for Herrera.
For time wasting. The temperature hit right around 90 degrees here in Detroit in October, which is unbelievable. But out there on the pitch, it's 90, 95. And you could see the energy being zapped. And Danny Dicchio, that foul will go against Detroit City. And I think Danny Dicchio did a masterful job of updating the bodies, as I like to call it.
Yep, and putting on some pace. He kept Yamazaki out of the starting lineup, but he was able to put him in late, and Yamazaki just runs. And I think that showed up there when he got across to clear the ball off. He's just faster than everybody else right now in that instance. Waiting to get the stoppage time. 5 minutes. Well, I said I thought it'd be about 5, and here we are.
Roberts being hassled by Jay Chapman. Cedeno goes down. We play on. The cross cut away. Quintanilla tried to send it back.
Cedeno's got a cramp.
Maldonado.
There's a little bit of a brotherhood. Everybody knows what it's like to get that cramp late in the game.
Maldonado playing the part of the trainer.
And the referee goes over and stops his watch. But Jessiel Cedeno, they're asking, do you want me to bring the trainer out? And Maldonado was trying to stretch him. But now the training staff will come out and Cedeno will have to go off the pitch.
And this is relevant because we will get a restart and City will have 10 men. Athletic trainer Maureen Lilla out. Trying to stretch out the cramps. And a couple minutes ago when I was telling you, for those of you that just joined us, there's your evidence right there.
Yep. And now Zemla is over having words with the fourth official. He's taking the opportunity to go over and send some bullets Salvador Flores' way, and I will reiterate that the job I would want least in the world would be a fourth official in a soccer match. It's right up, I mean, there are not a whole lot of jobs, aside from maybe emptying trash cans, doing some other things. You know, I don't know that I'd want to be a fourth official.
Fourth official, you're set up to fail, right? You're not even expected to succeed. There are no moments of glory.
No.
It is straight, just catching it sometimes from both sides. Like it is unenviable. That is a good way to put it. So Cedeno will have to come off. That's big. But he will have to defend with 10 men. So there will be 5 minutes of stoppage time. We are 3 minutes through that, but this time being added back on. Good news for City is, however, never seem to get that full amount of time back. You just don't.
Nope. Now the referee did stop his watch very clearly. I watched him do it, so.
Corner comes back towards the corner. Perez working 1v1. Zaki doing his best. Acosta serves it over the top.
And we'll have another goal kick.
Olabella, I believe, was the target of that pass. Herrera. All right, everybody, let's go. I'm on a card.
He wants him to get downfield. He's telling him he's going to put a boot through it.
He will try to kick this one to the food court.
He almost got there. That's a good punt.
Flicked up. Renzotti played out by Michael Bryant.
I would bet we still have about 2 minutes to go here.
At a minimum.
Detroit City FC has done a good job seeing things out.
Says Juve lurking. City with a goal in each half. North Carolina FC, a couple of opportunities to get on the board. Not been able to. Mensa in the mix. Da Costa toe pokes it across, and Herrera makes the grab.
And now City fans can start to breathe a little bit. You're looking like you're going to end up on 35 points, and with a win over a very tough Loudoun team who's sitting in 4th right now. Next week, you could set yourself up really well to try to make sure you clinch that playoff spot.
Herrera runs out to the corner. Drives it down the pitch. Cedeno tried to get it, could not.
North Carolina, of course, can still clinch a playoff spot this weekend, but they would need losses from both Indy 11 and Rhode Island to make that happen.
Ball driven in. Herrera has it. Matter of time now.
And he controlled that with his feet first, so he made a North Carolina player chase him all the way down. Now he can pick it up and take 8 seconds. And kick the life out of it.
Herrera sends it good 60, 70 yards. As Juve gave chase.
What a match he's had.
Throw in from the corner for North Carolina FC. Chapman backheels it. The final whistle sounds, and Detroit City FC, when they had to have it, come away with a 2-0 win over North Carolina FC.
This was a just win baby game for LaRouge. and it wasn't pretty. It was gritty, but you know what it is? 3 points. It keeps the playoff push alive for Le Rouge, sets them up for the home finale next week, and depending on results the rest of the way, can allow them to get a little bit of daylight between them and the 8th seed. So a gritty performance, a much-needed win. Detroit City FC getting it done.
DCFC comes through, and we will take a break, come back, and wrap this thing up. Detroit City FC with a 2-0 win. We'll be back with more. This is USL Championship Soccer. Detroit soccer team is back in action. Feel the adrenaline, embrace the excitement, and be a part of every heart-pounding moment at historic Keyworth Stadium. Tickets available now.
Adulting? Overrated. Financial freedom? Now that's the move. Meet Alumnify. Banking built for real life. No jargon. No hassle. Just smart money moves made simple. Want to save more? Spend smarter? Build wealth? We've got your back. With 0 hidden fees and game-changing savings rates. This is banking that fits your life. Alumnify. Let's go.
Detroit soccer team is back in action. Feel the adrenaline, embrace the excitement, and be a part of every heart-pounding moment at historic Keyworth Stadium. Tickets available now. Welcome back inside historic Keyworth Stadium. Detroit City FC with the 2-0 win over North Carolina FC. When they absolutely had to have it, they got the job done. John, as we take a look at the highlights from this one, Detroit City FC near the end of the first half. The foul called, Jessiel Cedeno taken down inside the box. And Jessiel Cedeno in a big, big moment because the whole season's riding essentially on this match, steps up and delivers.
Puts it in, keeper guesses right, and City leads 1-0, and boy did they need that heading into the halftime break. Time for our shot of the match now, Neil.
Brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey and Atez Juke. We talked about him in the open. He comes in, he makes plays, and flat out, he made a play.
He got himself in a situation, was able to put his head on the ball, always a nose for the ball, and it was 2-0 City. And then it was about seeing out the rest of this match. Now our save of the match.
Brought to you, of course, by Alumnify. And our save of the match. And here you see Carlos Herrera along the turf, off the fingertips, did whatever he had to do to keep that ball out of the back of the net.
He was tested at various points today, and boy, oh boy, did he respond. An excellent match for Herrera getting the start.
Let's take a look at the stats from tonight's match as well. And for Detroit City FC, when you look at it, John, possession edge to North Carolina FC. You kind of expect that, though, for a team that is down. But the shots, 12-9 in favor of North Carolina FC. And Detroit City FC, John, who came in struggling to score goals, only 2 shots on target, but 2 goals.
Listen, all of the stats were in favor of North Carolina, except the one on the scoreboard. And that's the one that matters most. The City gets the win.
So Detroit City FC gets a huge 3 points. They have 35 on the season. Now they greatly help their playoff chances. That will do it from here at historic Keyworth Stadium. For our entire crew, our producer John Safaro, my broadcast partner John Krieger, my name is Neil Rule, reminding you one final time, Detroit City FC with a 2-0 win over North Carolina FC. Let's go Detroit Tigers tonight. Thanks for watching. Well, we'll see you later.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.